Okay, so we're going to be doing the hyperhidrosis for the scalp, similarly to when we do the hyperhidrosis for the axilla. The syringes that we drop are just like we do for the hyperhidrosis for the axilla. There's 4 syringes. Each syringe has 25 units of Botox, okay, in it. And the way we're going to do the injections is every time you go up 0.1 on the syringe, it's going to be 2.5 units, and that's going to be your injection site, okay? So you can ask the patient kind of where their areas where they sweat the most are, if they do know that. Some people don't really know, or they can't tell, they just think they sweat all over. But some people say, oh, well, my big problem is in the back of the scalp, or on the top of the scalp or the temples. We do want to try to avoid doing the areas like really close to here. We don't want to, we can do along the hairline, but you try to get away from the forehead for the same reason that we don't want the diffusion into the forehead and have, the problems with the heavy brow and so forth. Missy just had Botox of her forehead today. That's okay. The amount of units that you use for Botox for a person, we're not going to get anywhere near toxic doses because she only had 24 units here. And then that might be a question that comes up. Can you do Botox of the face and Botox of the scalp at the same time? Yes, you can. 200 units is still within the range, but I wouldn't go beyond that in one person in one day. So 200 units should be your upper limit for injecting a patient. So she's only had 24 units, and then now we're going to do 100 units into the scalp. So I've been looking at different videos, and I think the most reasonable way is to divide the scalp into 4 areas. So we're going to just separate it out to where it's just like 4 quadrants. So, and then pin out one area. Missy, do you have any areas that you have more sweating than others that you notice?
Probably in the back.
In the back?
Here, and then
Okay.
a little bit up here too.
Okay. So one of the important things to do is also realize that the injection should be intradermal, so that it's just on the surface. You want to try to stay as intradermal as you can, so superficial. So if you want to make little wheels, that's fine, but just try to not go deep in these injections. Okay, so just be just on the surface, similar to when we do the axillary injections, that is just a little bit of wheels on the surface. Okay, so we're going to separate the area into 4 quadrants and then keep it out so we know. So we know that for this whole section, we want to use like 25 units or 1 syringe. Okay. So you want to kind of say, okay, well, you know that you have to do 25 injections here, 10 injections here. So basically, you want to try to separate it out, maybe do 3, 3, 3, like that way. And then 1 syringe is going to go completely in one section. So again, we just go here. So we just say we're going to do like 3 sections on this one area. Okay, so just say, okay, we're going to inject here, here, and then 1 more. Okay. So we're going to inject. We have this whole syringe, and again, it's 0.1 per injection. So I think it's best maybe we do here and here. So split the syringe. So 5 shots here, 5 shots here. So here we go, Misty. Okay. So try to start like kind of at the crown, and again, try to do the injections pretty superficial, just like we do with the axilla. Is it okay, Misty? Mm-hmm. Okay. That's it. So now we go over here. So again, we're doing like 0.1. And try to, keep an eye on where the temple is, so you're not going near there. There's just a couple extra here. Again, this is obviously not very. You have some other areas, you have some extra, you can just go in there. So that's it. Okay, that's it for that area, and then we just move on to the next one. Bend down a little bit this side? Okay, so again, you just want to kind of, again, 0.1 per. And so put like 15-degree angle, you know, so you're kind of staying intradermal. And then again, remember, like, you know, a lot of the sweating comes from the top, so you can even put like a little extra there. But more or less 0.1 per shot. It can last like 6 to 10 months. But the one patient we did it a little bit of a different concentration. And she said she saw an effect almost like the second day. But we tell them, you know, just like regular Botox, that it'll take like 4 to 7 days to see the effect. But it should last like 6 to 10 months. And then as far as touch-ups, we could do a little bit of touch-up, but not too much on this, since it's so, you know, we can't do like a whole, you know, 4 other syringes. So I would say we have to keep the touch-up maybe to like 0.2 of the regular Botox that we have mixed, and just kind of spread it around where they say they're still having some issues, if they do. But I would say touch-ups we really don't need to do with this, unless they complain that they're still sweating. So we won't do the regular follow-up with them. We'll just say, hey, we'll see you in 6 months, and that's it, okay? You okay, so again, just try to keep the needle at a 15-degree. It's easy to try to go back, but try to, again, keep it intradermal. Nothing bad will happen if you like inject, you know, a little bit deeper on some areas. It's just that, you know, it works better if it goes intradermal. So, and some people do like the numbing ring, you know, with injections. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's really necessary. I think that that's too much to do. But if the patient complains, we can do ice packs. So just as a summary, so again, we do the Botox, the same mixture as we do for the hyperhidrosis. We're going to have 4 syringes, 1 cc in each syringe. Each injection is 0.2. Separate the hair into 4 quadrants. Each quadrant is going to get 1 syringe. And so just kind of make 2 lines in each section. Inject like 0.5 per line to make that syringe. So you just do 0.1 per injection. And then you do 5 injections on one line, 5 injections on the other, move to the other quadrant. Focus more maybe on the top if the patient has a little more sweating in that area. Have them not use hot water when they wash their hair. Wait 24 hours to wash their hair. No bending down for 4 hours. They can do other Botox areas at the same time, but not more than 200 units of Botox in one session. If they want to come back and do another session of Botox, they can come back within a week and we can do more Botox then. But they have to wait like a full week if they want to go beyond 200 units. And then, because that way we'll see how much it's taken effect, so a full week, so that whatever's taken effect will have taken effect and won't be cumulative, like they can't come back in 4 days and do more. And then that's it. Basically, they'll see the effects in a week, 10 days, and we won't do the regular follow-up. Just if they call, we can still do a little bit of touch-up with like our regular mixed Botox, so we won't have to mix again the different concentration. You just take the regular Botox and inject maybe 0.2 in the areas that they are complaining a little bit of more sweating with the higher concentration of the regular Botox.
When can you brush your hair?
You can brush your hair probably in 24 hours, but you can just lightly touch it, but don't do anything against the scalp. Nothing against the scalp for 24 hours. Okay. All right, and then washing for like, let's say 2 days, just to be safe, so you're not like moving it around. Okay. All right. And no real contraindications, just like anything else. They shouldn't have any terms of like weakness or anything else, just try to stay away from the temples just so they don't get the drip